First off, team guy, baby. James Harden, team guy. Can't say it enough. I think he's at the point of his career, 33 years old next month. I think he's at the point of his career where he just wants to win. And I think this is the proof of that. And at the end of last year, if you remember, in his final press conference, he talked about how he was going to be here. He talked about how he was going to opt in. That ended up not being true. But he also said he was going to do what it takes to make sure that this team is in the best position possible to win. And that's exactly what he did just now, by only taking a 2-year deal, essentially. But still, bottom line, $15 million pay cut. Now, he's going to get that money eventually in some way, shape, or form. But the fact that he's not taking it right now when it would be a guaranteed thing, the fact that he's not taking $47 million when it would be guaranteed in his back pocket, it shows you that a guy that has made $227 million in his career is all about winning right now. And whatever it's going to take to get PJ Tucker here, whatever it's going to take to make the odds and ends as the season progresses, as the season approaches, he's all for whatever you're going to need to do to make sure you have those proper glue guys between Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and himself, and obviously PJ Tucker, who they already signed. That is a phenomenal thing to get from a guy that is now going to be a veteran leader on this team. He's already been doing that with Tyrese Maxey, and you've been not just seeing it in the offseason, but you saw it when the two were starting to play with one another, when James Harden had just got here and hadn't played yet because of the hamstring, and you saw him egging Tyrese Maxey on to drive the lane and be aggressive and continue to attack the rim. That's a veteran leader right there. And all the things that you heard about his last year in Houston and the last days in Houston before he got traded to the Nets, and his last days in Brooklyn before coming to the Sixers, the thing that jumped out to me the most about that deal going through was in his introductory press conference, James Harden sat up there and talked about how he always wanted to be in Philadelphia. They just couldn't get the deal done. And ultimately chose his second choice, which was the Brooklyn Nets. Hearing that, I know you pass off his lip service. You can just say, James Harden, come on, he's just kissing up to us, whatever. But he's talking about how great the fans are, whatever, all that stuff. I took it as genuine. And I know a lot of people dismissed it as, he's just kissing our ass right now. I took it as genuine. And I think ever since he has been here, he has been the model citizen. He has been a guy that I think wants to put winning first before everything else. And again, this deal proves it. And I think he's done a great job with Tyrese Maxey, trying to be more of a mentor to him and an on-the-court coach for him. And seeing those two work out together in the offseason is also a great thing. And I'd love to see Tyrese Maxey. We've seen it before, already working that step-back three-point shot. James Harden has patented basically and made a career out of. I would love to see that game translate to Tyrese Maxey even more so in the upcoming season. But this Philadelphia team, this Philadelphia 76ers team, is bound for success this year. I am very optimistic about what they'll be able to do with the addition of PJ Tucker, and overall, most notably, the improvement of Tyrese Maxey. Because I think while we have discussed the possibility throughout the offseason of names like Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal, whoever it might be, I feel like ultimately the Sixers are going to be looking at Tyrese Maxey as the guy to be the, again, most improved player on the team, to take another step forward this upcoming season and be that guy that will be able to get you 22 to 25 points a night while Joel Embiid scoring close to 30 a night. And James Harden hopefully is getting you 10 to 13 assists a night. That's, I think, what the Sixers are betting on this offseason. And now you look at the better bench, the DeAnthony Melton, which was a great draft day trade that Daryl Morey made. I think you're already in a much better position than you were when you walked off the court at the end of last year. That's the number one thing. Then you look around the rest of the league and see the way other teams have played out, and you've got to still wait to see what happens with Kevin Durant, where he ends up going, and that'll really shift the balance of power. And I heard Malika Andrews talking about it when the deal was, when the announcement was made about Kevin Durant wanting a trade, thinking this is going to be a seismic shift in the NBA, and that could very well be, depending on where he ends up.